The blood runs cold in Maya's veins as she stares at the gilded doors locked.
No, no, no.
Her fingers shake against the gold handles, pulling harder. They don't budge. Behind her, the ballroom hums with laughter and champagne glasses clinking. Women in designer gowns glide past marble columns like they belong here. Like this is normal. Maya's worn sneakers squeak against the polished floor as she yanks again. Nothing. Excuse me, miss. A guard steps forward, built like a brick wall in an expensive suit. The competition is about to begin. I need to leave.
Now.
Her voice cracks. There's been a mistake. I didn't know. Everyone stays until the games conclude. His hand moves to his hip.
A gun.
Of course there's a gun. Maya's heart hammers against her ribs. The flyer said cash prize. $10,000. Enough to cover 3 months of rent, her mom's medical bills she's still paying off 2 years after the funeral, maybe even fix her car that's been dying for months. It said competition. It said prize money. It didn't say Mafia. I'm not supposed to be here. She backs away from the guard, bumping into a woman dripping in diamonds. Watch it. The woman snaps, smoothing her crimson dress. Sorry, Maya stumbles toward another exit. Another guard. She spins, searching for windows, fire exits, anything. The ballroom is a cage dressed up in crystal chandeliers and false promises. Ladies. A voice cuts through the noise like a blade. Everyone freezes. Maya turns. A man stands at the top of the grand staircase. Mid-20s, maybe. Korean, sharp-featured, with black hair swept back and eyes that could cut glass. He wears a 3-piece suit like it's armor, and when he looks across the room, women straighten their spines and plaster on smiles. Welcome to the selection. His accent is Canadian, smooth and cold. I am Jae-hyun Kang. Some of you know what this means. For those who don't, his gaze lands on Maya. She feels it like a physical weight. You're here to prove your worth. The winner becomes my bride and enters the Kang family. The room erupts in whispers. Maya's stomach drops. Bride? Family? She came here for money, not some twisted arranged marriage situation. Her hands ball into fists. The scar on her left palm, the one from when she fell running from her fiancé's killers 3 years ago, burns like it remembers. First round begins in 10 minutes. Jae-hyun continues. Refusal to participate will be considered an insult to all families present. His eyes haven't left Maya, and insults have consequences. She swallows hard. The guard behind her shifts closer. 10 minutes later, Maya stands in a line of 20 women in an adjacent room. Everything here screams money. Velvet curtains, imported rugs, artwork that probably costs more than she'll make in her lifetime. A table at the front displays various items, locks, weapons, first aid kits, files, and documents in different languages. Round 1 is simple. A woman in a black suit announces. She's older, gray hair and a tight bun, expression like stone. Intelligence and practical skills. You have 30 minutes to complete 3 tasks. Pick a lock, treat a gunshot wound on the dummy, and decode this message. She holds up a paper covered in symbols. Maya's pulse races. She's worked 3 jobs for the last 2 years. Waitressing, stocking shelves at a warehouse, and night shifts at a gas station. She can barely pay rent. She doesn't know how to pick locks or decode secret messages or treat gunshot wounds. The other women move forward with confidence. One grabs the lock-picking tools like she's done this before. Another examines the medical supplies with the calm of someone who knows exactly what they're doing. Maya picks up the paper with a coded message. The symbols blur together. Her mind screams at her to try, to figure it out, but another voice, the one that's kept her alive since her parents were murdered, says something else.
Fail.
If she fails, she's not worth choosing. If she's not worth choosing, maybe they'll let her leave. Maybe she can slip away in the chaos and never look back. She's good at surviving. She's good at disappearing. She sets the paper down without writing anything, moves to the lock, stares at it, doesn't touch the tools. The medical dummy bleeds fake blood from a chest wound. Maya looks at the supplies, bandages, antiseptic, surgical tools, and walks away. Time's up. The woman in black moves through the room, checking each station. When she reaches Maya's, She stops. You completed nothing. I tried. Maya keeps her voice flat. You didn't touch anything. I'm not good at this stuff. She meets the woman's eyes. I shouldn't be here. Murmurs ripple through the other contestants. Someone laughs. The woman in the crimson dress from earlier, petite, Korean, with perfect makeup, smirks at her. Pathetic, the woman whispers to her neighbor. Why did she even come? The woman in black makes notes on her clipboard. Results will be reviewed by Mr. Kong. They're ushered back to the ballroom. The 20 women cluster in groups, some celebrating their success, others nervously comparing answers. Maya stands apart, arms crossed, scanning for exits she knows she won't be able to reach. Jae-hyun enters from a side door. 2 men flank him, both armed, both watching the room like predators. He holds the clipboard, studying it as he walks. When he reaches the center of the room, he looks up. Disappointing, he says. Half of you failed basic requirements. His gaze sweeps across them, but failure reveals character. Some of you panicked. Some of you cheated. He glances at a blonde woman who goes pale. And some of you didn't even try. His eyes lock on Maya. She doesn't look away. Her jaw tightens. If he's going to kick her out, good. She'll walk out those doors and never think about this night again. You. He points at her. Step forward. Maya's legs move before her brain catches up. She stops a few feet from him, hyper-aware of the guns, the guards, the women watching with mixtures of pity and satisfaction. What's your name? Maya. Just Maya? Just Maya.
She's not giving him more than that.
His lip twitches. Almost a smile. Almost. You sabotaged yourself. I don't belong here. That's not your decision to make. He circles her slowly. She feels like prey being evaluated. You walked into this room. You registered for the selection. You accepted the terms. I didn't know what it was. Her voice rises. The flyer said cash prize, not some sick marriage auction. Gasps echo around them. The 2 armed men tense. Jae-hyun stops in front of her. Up close, she sees the coldness in his eyes isn't just personality. It's trauma. Something broken and buried deep. She recognizes it because she sees it in her own mirror every morning. Sick. He tilts his head. You think this is sick? I think forcing women to compete for your hand in marriage is medieval and insane. The words spill out before she can stop them. I think locking the doors so we can't leave is kidnapping. I think all of this, she gestures at the ballroom, the guards, the guns, is evidence that you people are criminals. Silence. Someone actually gasps this time. Jae-hyun studies her for a long moment. Then he laughs. It's not a warm sound. It's the laugh of someone who hasn't found anything genuinely amusing in years. She's right, he says to the room. We are criminals. He steps closer to Maya. And you're surrounded by us. So maybe antagonizing me isn't your smartest move. Wasn't trying to be smart. Maya holds her ground even though her legs want to bolt. Just honest. Honesty. He turns away, addressing everyone. Rare in this world. Rarer still in this room. He looks at the woman in black. Results. She steps forward. 3 candidates passed all tasks. 7 passed 2. 9 passed 1. 1 candidate, she glances at Maya, passed none. And yet. Jae-hyun's voice drops lower. Dangerous. She's the only one who interests me. The room erupts in protests. She failed everything. This is a joke. You can't be serious. He raises one hand. Silence crashes down like a guillotine. I choose Maya. Maya's world tilts.
What? No.
You can't. Right at the beginning of this story, Maya is forced to choose between the boy who makes her feel safe and the bloodline that destroyed her life. Before we step into chapter 1, you decide how her fate unfolds. Broken heart, she walks away, no matter how much it hurts. Black heart, she stays, but only if Jae-hyun helps her bring down his father's empire. Red heart, fire, or you can unlock the secret third route, the one darker, riskier path I haven't revealed yet. Subscribe, hit like, and then drop your emoji to vote. Whoever chooses the winning ending gets their comment pinned. I just did. He moves past her toward the exit. We'll discuss arrangements tomorrow. She stays in the East Wing tonight. Someone bring her belongings. I don't have belongings. Maya shouts at his back. And I'm not staying here. He pauses at the door. Doesn't turn around. You don't have a choice. Then he's gone, and Maya is left standing in a ballroom full of furious women and armed guards, her heart racing, her mind screaming that she just made the worst mistake of her life. A guard escorts Maya through hallways that smell like old money and fresh threats. Her sneakers squeak against marble floors. Paintings of stern-faced men watch her pass. Probably dead kangs, probably killers, probably both. In here. The guard opens a door to a bedroom bigger than her entire apartment. King bed with silk sheets. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city lights. A bathroom with a tub that could fit 3 people. Maya doesn't move. I'm not staying. Mr. Kang's orders. The guard's hand rests on his weapon. You stay. The door closes. Locks click. Maya rushes to it, pulling the handle. Locked from the outside. She's traded one cage for a prettier one. Her reflection stares back from a massive mirror across the room. Dark skin, tight curls pulled into a messy bun, exhausted eyes that haven't seen enough sleep in 3 years. Her hoodie has a stain from the coffee she spilled during her morning shift. She looks exactly like what she is, a girl who doesn't belong. She thinks about her studio apartment across the city. 30 square meters of peeling paint and a radiator that doesn't work. She'd give anything to be there right now. To be anywhere but here. Her parents' faces flash through her mind. Mom's warm smile. Dad's terrible jokes. Both of them bleeding out on their kitchen floor while she hid in the closet, 17 years old and paralyzed with fear. The men who killed them wore expensive suits. Spoke calmly. Shot them like it was routine. Just like the men here. Then David. Sweet, gentle David who proposed with a plastic ring because that's all he could afford. David who promised they'd build something better together. David who died in her arms outside a convenience store, caught in crossfire between Mafia families fighting over territory. I'm sorry, he'd whispered, blood on his lips. I'm so sorry. Maya presses her forehead against the cold window. The city sprawls below. Millions of lights. Millions of people living normal lives. She's so close to them, and might as well be on another planet. She doesn't sleep.
Can't.
When dawn breaks, she's still sitting by the window, watching the sky turn from black to gray to pale pink. The door unlocks. A different guard appears with a tray of food, eggs, toast, fruit that probably costs more than her weekly grocery budget. Mr. Kong expects you at breakfast in 1 hour. Shower.
Change.
He nods toward the closet. Clothes have been provided. Maya doesn't touch the food. Doesn't shower. Doesn't change. When the hour is up and the guard returns, she's still in her stained hoodie and worn jeans. His jaw tightens. Mr. Kong doesn't like to be kept waiting. Then maybe he should ask people before locking them in rooms. The guard's hand moves toward his gun. Maya's pulse spikes, but she doesn't back down. After 3 years of night shifts at a gas station in the worst part of town, of walking home through dark alleys while gripping her keys between her knuckles, of learning that showing fear only makes predators hungrier, she's learned how to stand her ground, even when her knees want to give out. The guard escorts her downstairs to a dining room that seats 30, but only holds 2. Jae-hyun sits at the head of a table covered in enough breakfast food to feed her for a week. He's reading something on his phone, dressed in another immaculate suit. Doesn't look up when she enters.
Seat.
Maya stays standing. I want to leave. Sit first. Leave later. Maybe. Now he looks at her. His expression is unreadable. You didn't change. You kidnapped me. I'm not playing dress up for you. Something flickers in his eyes. Amusement? Irritation? Both. I didn't kidnap you. You volunteered. Under false pretenses. Her hands shake. She shoves them in her pockets. That flyer lied. The flyer said exactly what it needed to say to get people through the door. He sets his phone down. Sit down, Maya. You look like you're about to pass out.
She is.
Hasn't eaten in 24 hours. Hasn't slept in longer. But admitting weakness feels dangerous here. Jae-hyun sighs. Actually sighs like she's inconveniencing him. If I wanted to hurt you, I would have done it already.
Seat. Eat.
Then we'll talk about your options. I have options? Everyone has options. Most of them are just terrible. He gestures at the chair across from him.
Seat.
Maya's legs give her away, moving to the chair before pride can stop them. She doesn't reach for the food even though her stomach is eating itself. Jae-hyun watches her. You're afraid of me. I'm not. You are. Your hands are shaking. You haven't blinked in 30 seconds. You're calculating exits. He leans back. I don't blame you. Most people are afraid of me. But you're different.
How?
You're afraid and still talking back. He almost smiles. Almost. That's either very brave or very stupid. Maybe both. Maya's throat is dry. She grabs a glass of water, drinks half before she can stop herself. Why did you choose me? Because you're the only one who didn't want to be chosen. He picks up his coffee. Everyone else in that room was performing, pretending, trying to impress me with skills they learned specifically for this. But you. He studies her over the rim of his cup. You tried to fail. That takes more guts than succeeding. That's not guts. That's desperation. Same thing, different context. He sets the cup down. Tell me why you came. Maya's jaw tightens. She's not giving him her life story. Not giving him ammunition to use against her.
Money.
The flyer said $10,000. And what do you need $10,000 for? None of your business. Everything about you is my business now. His tone doesn't change, but the temperature in the room drops. You're my chosen bride. That means your debts, your history, your secrets, all mine. I'm not your anything. Maya stands. I don't care what your twisted family traditions say. I'm leaving. No, you're not. He doesn't move. Doesn't raise his voice. Sit down. Make me. The words hang in the air. Maya's heart slams against her ribs. She's pushed too far. She knows it, but something in her refuses to back down, even when every survival instinct is screaming at her to shut up and comply. Jae-hyun stands slowly. He's not particularly tall, maybe 5'10", but he carries himself like someone who's never lost a fight. He rounds the table, stops a few feet from her. You want to know what happens if you leave? His voice is quiet. Deadly quiet. The families who competed last night are humiliated. Their daughters were ejected for a girl who failed every test. They'll see you as an insult. They'll come after you. Let them. They won't just kill you. He steps closer. They'll make it slow.
Public.
They'll send a message that you can't disrespect the families and live. Another step. And before you die, they'll find everyone you care about. Friends. Coworkers. That landlord who lets you pay rent late. The manager at the coffee shop who gave you free pastries when you couldn't afford lunch. He's right in front of her now. They'll hurt all of them to hurt you. Maya's blood runs cold. You're lying. I wish I was. Something crosses his face. Regret? Maybe. This is the world you stepped into. The world I was born into. You don't get to leave just because you didn't understand the rules. Her vision blurs. She blinks hard, refusing to cry in front of him. So what? I'm just supposed to stay here forever? Marry you? Play house with the Mafia? For now, you stay here.
Safe.
Protected. He returns to his seat. Later, we figure out the rest. I don't want your protection. You need it whether you want it or not. He picks up his phone again, dismissing her. You can hate me. You can fight me. But you'll stay alive. That's more than you can say if you walk out that door. Maya's hands ball into fists. She wants to scream. Wants to flip this entire table and run until her legs give out. But he's right, and that's the worst part. She saw what the Mafia did to her parents. To David. She knows what they're capable of. She's trapped. Not by locked doors this time, but by something worse, reality. I need to make a phone call, she says finally. My boss at the gas station. If I don't show up for my shift, I lose the job. Already handled. Jae-hyun doesn't look up. You've been given indefinite leave from all 3 of your jobs. With pay. Her stomach twists. You looked into me. Of course I did. Maya Torres, age 24, works 3 jobs to cover debts left by deceased parents. Fiancé died 3 years ago in gang violence. No living relatives. No close friends. Now, he looks at her. You're completely alone. That's why you came. You're desperate and you have nothing to lose. Hearing her life summarized in 3 sentences feels like being gutted. You don't know anything about me. I know you're a survivor. He stands, buttoning his jacket. I know you're stronger than you look, and I know you're smart enough to see that staying here, under my protection, is better than whatever half-life you were living before. He walks toward the door, pauses. Lunch is at 1. Dinner at 7. Don't skip meals. You look like you haven't eaten properly in months. Then he's gone, leaving Maya alone in a dining room full of food she can't taste and choices she didn't make. 3 days crawl by. Maya stays in the East Wing, a prisoner in luxury. The room gets cleaned daily by silent staff who won't meet her eyes. Meals appear whether she wants them or not. She's allowed to walk the grounds, sprawling gardens with imported trees and fountains that probably cost more than her lifetime earnings, but always with a guard trailing 20 feet behind. She doesn't see Jae-hyun,
Doesn't ask about him.
spends her time testing boundaries, mapping exits, planning escapes she knows she'll never attempt because his words loop in her head like a curse. They'll find everyone you care about. On the 4th day, everything changes. Maya's in the library, actual books, thousands of them, more than she's seen since her parents used to take her to the public library as a kid. She's reading something mindless when shouting erupts from somewhere in the house. Gunshots. She drops the book. Her heart jackrabbits in her chest. The guard who's been shadowing her speaks rapidly into his radio. Stay here, he orders, hand on his weapon. More gunshots. Closer now. Glass shattering. Screaming. The guard moves toward the door. It explodes inward. 3 men in black masks storm through. The guard fires twice. Misses. They don't. He drops, blood spreading across the carpet like spilled wine. Maya runs. Doesn't think. Just runs. Through a side door into a hallway she's never seen. Behind her, footsteps pound. Voices shouting Korean. She bursts into what looks like an office. Massive desk. Bookshelves. Windows overlooking the gardens. No other exits. Dead end. The footsteps get closer. Maya grabs the first thing she sees, a letter opener on the desk. 8 inches of steel with a decorative handle. Not a real weapon, but better than nothing. Her hands shake so badly, she almost drops it. The door flies open. One of the masked men enters. He's huge, easily 6'3", built like he eats steroids for breakfast. He sees her, sees the letter opener, laughs. Says something in Korean she doesn't understand. Raises his gun. Maya throws the letter opener. It's a terrible throw, wobbling through the air, but it catches him in the shoulder. He curses, stumbles back. She doesn't wait. Rushes him while his guard's down. Grabs his gun hand, twisting with all her strength like David taught her years ago during a self-defense class they took together. The gun clatters to the floor. He backhands her. Pain explodes across her face. Blood floods her mouth. But she doesn't let go. They struggle. He's stronger, so much stronger. But she's faster. Desperate. She drives her knee into his groin. He doubles over, gasping. She grabs the gun from the floor. Doesn't think.
Points.
Fires. The sound is deafening. The man drops. Blood pools beneath him, spreading across the expensive rug. Maya stares at the gun in her hands.
At the body.
At the blood. Her ears ring. Her hands won't stop shaking. The room tilts. She just killed someone. More footsteps. She spins, raising the gun. Her hands shake so hard she can barely aim. Jae-hyun appears in the doorway with 3 guards. His suit jacket is gone, shirt sleeves rolled up, gun in hand. There's blood on his collar, not his. His eyes sweep the room, landing on the dead man, then on Maya. You shot him. It's not a question. Maya's voice doesn't work.
She nods.
The gun slips from her fingers and clatters to the floor. Jae-hyun crosses the room in 3 strides. Takes the gun, hands it to a guard. Get this cleaned up. Now. The guards move. Jae-hyun turns back to Maya. She's staring at her hands. There's blood on them. She doesn't remember how it got there. First time, he asks quietly. She nods again.
Can't speak.
Can't breathe properly. The room is spinning. It gets easier. He studies her face where the man hit her. His jaw tightens. You're hurt.
Ivy Phoenix.
The words come out automatic. You're bleeding. He touches her chin gently, turning her face to examine the damage. His fingers are surprisingly warm. He got you good. Is he dead? Her voice cracks. Very. Jae-hyun releases her face. You hit his heart. Clean shot.
Lucky.
I wasn't trying to, the words tangle. Her vision blurs. She's going to throw up or pass out or both. Hey. Jae-hyun's voice cuts through the panic. Look at me.
She does.
His eyes are still cold, but there's something else now. Understanding, maybe. You defended yourself. He would have killed you. You did what you had to do.
Who were they?
Rejected families. They attacked during a business meeting, killed 4 guards, wounded 6 more. Tried to get to me. He glances at the body being dragged out. This one got separated from his team. Found you instead. Lucky me, Maya whispers. Actually, yes. Jae-hyun studies her. Something shifts in his expression. If you'd hidden, he would have used you as leverage. Might have killed you anyway once he realized I wasn't coming. But you fought back. Something that might be respect crosses his face. You protected yourself. That's smart. Maya looks at where the body was. Her stomach heaves. I need to. She doesn't finish. Just runs to a trash can in the corner and vomits. Everything from breakfast comes up. When she's empty, she stays there on her knees, forehead pressed against the cool metal. Shaking. Footsteps approach. Jae-hyun crouches beside her.
Shop?
Normal. He hands her a cloth from somewhere. First kill is always the hardest. How many have you? She stops. Doesn't want to know. Too many. He stands, offers his hand.
Come on.
Let's get you cleaned up. She doesn't take his hand. Uses the desk to pull herself up instead. Her legs are jelly, but they hold. Jae-hyun watches her. Then, he does something unexpected. He smiles. Not the cold, almost smile from before. A real smile. What? Maya's voice is hoarse. You surprise me. He starts toward the door. That doesn't happen often. He takes her to his private quarters, bigger than the East Wing room, darker, more lived in. There's a bathroom attached with a shower that has 6 different settings and enough hot water to drown in.
Clean up, he says.
I'll find something for your face. Maya doesn't argue. Strips out of her blood-stained clothes, steps into water hot enough to burn. Scrubs until her skin is raw. Watches pink water spiral down the drain. Closes her eyes and sees the man falling, sees David falling, sees her parents falling. All the bodies blur together. When she finally emerges, wrapped in a towel that's softer than her entire wardrobe back home, Jae-hyun is waiting with a first aid kit.
Seat.
He gestures to the bed. Maya hesitates. Being half naked in his bedroom feels dangerous in a different way than guns and masked men. But she's too exhausted to care anymore.
She sits.
He opens the kit, pulls out antiseptic and cotton pads. His movements are efficient, practiced. He's done this before. Probably done it for himself countless times. The antiseptic stings. Maya hisses through her teeth. Hold still. His fingers are gentle despite his tone. You're going to have a bruise. Good. Maybe it'll make me look tougher. He actually laughs. You killed a man twice your size with a gun you'd never fired before. You don't need to look tougher. They fall into silence. He works carefully, cleaning the cut on her cheekbone, applying ointment, placing a small bandage. His face is close enough that she can see the details. A thin scar through his left eyebrow, another along his jaw, the faint circles under his eyes that speak of too many sleepless nights. He looks tired, human, not like the cold Mafia air from the ballroom. Why did you smile? Maya asks suddenly. Back in the office. After I killed him, you smiled. Jae-hyun doesn't stop working. Because you proved me right. About what? That you're a survivor. He meets her eyes. The other women from the selection? If they'd been in that room, they would have frozen.
Begged. Died.
But you. He applies ice to her swelling cheek. She winces. You fought. You won. That's what I need. Need for what? For this life. He sits back, studying his work. Being with me means being a target. Today wasn't the first attack, and it won't be the last. I need someone who can handle themselves when things go wrong. I don't want this life. Neither did I. The admission hangs between them, heavy.
Real.
But we don't always get what we want. Maya's exhaustion crashes over her like a wave. She's been running on adrenaline for days, barely sleeping, barely eating, and now her body demands payment. Her eyes feel heavy. The bed is right there, soft and enormous. Lie down, Jae-hyun says. You need rest. I should go back too. You're staying here tonight. The East Wing isn't secure right now. He stands, heading for the door. I'll be in my office. Guards are outside if you need anything. Wait. Maya's voice stops him. Thank you. She gestures vaguely. Not letting me freak out. Back there. He turns. His expression softens just slightly. You saved your own life today. I just cleaned up after.
A pause.
Get some sleep, Maya. Then he's gone, and Maya is alone in the bedroom of a man she's supposed to marry, surrounded by the scent of expensive cologne and gun oil, her first kill still echoing in her mind. She curls up on top of the covers, clutching a pillow, and falls asleep to the sound of guards patrolling the hallway. When she wakes, it's dark outside. The clock on the nightstand reads 9:47 p.m. She's slept for 7 hours straight. Her body feels heavy, her face throbs, but her mind is clearer than it's been in days. The door opens. Jae-hyun enters carrying a tray. You missed dinner. Thought you might be hungry. The smell of food makes her stomach growl loudly enough that he hears it. I'll take that as a yes. He sets the tray on the bed. Rice, grilled meat, vegetables, soup. Simple.
Perfect. Eat.
Maya sits up, suddenly aware she's still in just the towel. I don't have clothes. In the closet. First drawer. He sits in a chair by the window, far enough away to give her space. Turns his back. I'll wait. She grabs clothes, sweatpants, and a t-shirt, both way too big, probably his, and changes quickly. When she returns, he's staring out the window at the city lights. She sits on the bed, starts eating. The food is amazing. She doesn't realize how hungry she is until the first bite hits her tongue and suddenly she's shoveling it in like she hasn't eaten in weeks. Slow down, Jae-hyun says without looking at her. You'll make yourself sick. Maya forces herself to slow.
Chew. Breathe.
How many died today? 4 guards. 3 attackers. And the rest of them? Captured. Being questioned. His tone suggests questioning involves things she doesn't want to know about. They won't try again. Not after what we do to them. Why me? Maya sets down her chopsticks. I'm serious. Why choose me? You could have picked anyone. Women who actually want this. Who know this world. Who can handle it. Jae-hyun finally turns from the window. You want the truth? Yes. I'm tired of pretenders. He stands, paces. My entire life, people have acted. Pretended to care. Pretended to be loyal. Performed for me because of my name, my family, my money. He stops. You walked into that ballroom by accident. You didn't know who I was. You didn't care. And when you realized what was happening, you tried to escape. A bitter laugh. You're the first person in years who's been real with me. That's it? You chose me because I was honest. I chose you because you're not trying to use me. He meets her eyes. Everyone else wants something. Power. Money. Protection. Status. You just want to survive. That I understand. Maya's throat tightens. She hates that his words make sense. Hates that she sees the logic. Your family kills people. Yes. Your family destroyed mine. Probably. He doesn't flinch. I don't know which families were involved in your parents' deaths or your fiancé's, but odds are someone under Kong control pulled those triggers. He sits on the edge of the bed, not close enough to touch, but close enough to feel. I can't change the past. Can't bring them back. Can't undo what this life has done to both of us. But I can keep you safe now. I don't want safety bought with blood. Then you don't want safety at all. His voice hardens. Because that's the only currency that matters here. They sit in heavy silence. Maya finishes eating because her body demands it, not because she wants to. When she's done, Jae-hyun takes the tray. Tomorrow, he says from the doorway, I'm taking you to dinner. Outside. Somewhere normal.
Why?
Because you need to see that I'm more than this. He gestures at the room, the house, the life. And because after what happened today, you deserve a break. Is that an order? It's an invitation. He pauses. You can say no. Maya should say no. Should maintain distance. Should keep hating him and this place and everything it represents. But a small part of her, the part that remembers what normal feels like, what it's like to have dinner with someone who isn't trying to kill or marry her, wants to say yes.
Fine, she says.
But I pick the place. He almost smiles.
Deal.
The restaurant Maya chooses is the opposite of everything Jaehyun is. A tiny Korean barbecue joint in her old neighborhood, cheap plastic chairs, flickering neon sign, kimchi jars lining the counter. She used to eat here after her gas station shifts, spending the last few dollars in her pocket on grilled meat and soju. Jaehyun looks completely out of place in his expensive suit. People stare. He ignores them, following Maya to a corner table like this is normal for him. This is your idea of dinner? He asks. You said normal. This is my normal. She orders for both of them in broken Korean she learned from the restaurant owner. Or was normal. Before you ruined my life. Dramatic. But he's looking around with something like curiosity. Taking it all in. When's the last time you were here? The night before the selection. Maya pours water from the plastic pitcher. I worked a double shift. Came here at 2 a.m. Mrs. Kim was still open. She always stayed late for me. Which one is Mrs. Kim? Maya points to the elderly woman at the grill, hands moving with practiced ease as she flips meat. She gave me free food when I couldn't pay. Let me wash dishes to work off the debt. Her chest tightens. She's the closest thing I have to family now. Mrs. Kim looks up, sees Maya, and her face splits into a huge smile. She rushes over, speaking rapid Korean, pulling Maya into a hug that smells like sesame oil and garlic. Maya hugs back hard. Something cracks open in her chest. She hasn't been hugged in 3 years. Hasn't let anyone close enough. Mrs. Kim releases her, cups her face, sees the bruise. Her expression darkens. She turns to Jaehyun, starts yelling in Korean, pointing at him accusingly. Jaehyun holds up his hands, responding calmly. Whatever he says makes Mrs. Kim pause. She looks between them, eyes narrowed, then humps and returns to the grill. What did she say? Maya asks. She asked if I hit you. Jaehyun loosens his tie. Called me several colorful names. Threatened to ban me from her restaurant. What did you tell her? That you got the bruise defending yourself from someone trying to kill me. That you're braver than I am. That she should be proud to know you. He meets her eyes. All true. Maya's face heats. You didn't have to say that. I don't say things I don't mean. The food arrives, galbi, pork belly, banchan, soju. Maya cooks the meat with practiced ease, the familiar motion soothing. Jaehyun watches her work. You're good at this, he observes. Worked here for 3 months when I first moved to the city, before the gas station job. She flips the meat. Mrs. Kim taught me everything. Said I had a knack for it. Why'd you leave? Gas station paid better. Needed the money for rent. She plates the cooked meat. Eat before it gets cold. They eat in comfortable silence for a while. The soju bottle empties. Maya pours another. The alcohol warms her from the inside, loosening the knot of tension she's carried for days. Tell me about your parents, Jaehyun says suddenly. Maya's chopsticks freeze.
Why? Because you know about mine.
About my family. About this life I didn't choose. He drinks his soju in one shot. Fair is fair. She shouldn't give him pieces of herself. But the alcohol makes her reckless, and maybe she's tired of carrying all this alone. Dad was a mechanic. Mom was a nurse. She focuses on the grill, not his face. They worked hard, saved money,
Wanted to buy a house someday. Get out of the city.
Her throat tightens. They never hurt anyone. Never got involved in anything illegal. They were just good people. How did they die? Wrong place, wrong time. The words taste bitter. Some mafia beef over territory. Hitmen came to their apartment looking for the guy next door. Got the wrong apartment. She drinks her soju. Feels it burn. I was 17. hiding in the closet, heard everything. Jae-hyun's jaw clenches. I'm sorry. Don't be. You didn't kill them. She meets his eyes. But someone like you did. You're right. He doesn't look away. Someone exactly like me. Someone raised in this life. Someone who probably thought killing strangers was just business. A pause. I've killed people for less than territory disputes. The honesty is jarring. Most people would lie. Soften it.
He just states it like fact.
Doesn't that bother you? Maya asks. Every day. He pours more soju. But I stopped letting it paralyze me years ago. You do what you have to do to survive. That's the rule. And what about your mom? Your family? Jae-hyun's expression shudders. My mother left when I was 8. Couldn't handle the life. Couldn't handle my father. He drinks. Haven't seen her since. She just left you? She chose herself over me. I can't really blame her. But his voice says otherwise. My father raised me alone. Or rather, his men raised me, trained me, molded me into what they needed. What they needed? An heir. A killer. Someone who could run the family business without flinching. He leans back. I never wanted this. Never asked for it. But when you're born into this world, you don't get choices. You get orders.
Maya sees it now.
The coldness in his eyes isn't just personality. It's armor. Protection against a life that shaped him before he could shape himself. They finish the second bottle. Mrs. Kim brings a third. Maya waves her off, but the old woman insists, patting Jae-hyun's shoulder and saying something in Korean that makes him actually smile. Not his cold, almost smile, but something warm and real. What did she say? Maya asks. That you need a man who can handle soju. That I passed her test. He looks genuinely pleased. Also that if I hurt you, she'll poison my food next time. Maya laughs. Actually laughs. The sound surprises her. She's protective.
She cares about you.
That's obvious. He studies her. Do you have anyone else? Friends? People who check on you?
No.
The admission stings. After my parents died, I pulled away from everyone. After David died, I just stopped trying. Easier to be alone. Lonely, though. Lonely is safe. She meets his eyes. Can't lose people if you don't let them close. Can't live either. The words hit harder than they should. Maya drinks more soju to wash away the truth of them. By the time they leave, she's tipsy enough that the world tilts slightly. Jae-hyun studies her with a hand on her elbow. His touch is warm even through her jacket. I can walk, she insists. I know. But you're wobbling. Not wobbling.
Swaying.
There's a difference. He actually chuckles. If you say so. The car ride back is quiet. Maya watches the city lights blur past, feeling something unfamiliar in her chest. Not happiness exactly. But not the constant dread she's carried for days either. Something softer. Something almost like ease. At the house, Jae-hyun walks her to his room. She doesn't question it. Her room in the East Wing still doesn't feel safe after the attack. His room, weirdly, does. Thank you, she says at the door. For dinner. For being normal for a few hours. Thank you for showing me you're normal. He hesitates, then adds. I liked it. Your world. Even the plastic chairs. Maya smiles. They're authentic. They're uncomfortable. That too. They stand in the doorway, close but not touching. The air feels charged. Dangerous. Maya's pulse picks up. I should, she starts. Maya. His voice stops her. What happened today? You killing that man. It doesn't change anything. You're not a monster. You're not one of us. You're just someone who did what she had to do. Her throat tightens. How do you know? Because I've seen monsters. Been raised by them. Trained by them. He touches her bruised cheek gently. You're nothing like them. The touch sends electricity through her. She should pull away. Maintain distance. Remember who he is and what his family does. But she doesn't move. His hand slides from her cheek to her jaw. His thumb brushes her lower lip. She stops breathing. This is a bad idea, she whispers. Probably. But he doesn't pull away either. They're inches apart. She can see the gold flecks in his dark eyes, the way his pupils have dilated, the slight part of his lips. Jae-hyun. He kisses her. It's not gentle, not soft. It's desperate and hungry, and 3 years of loneliness crashing together. His hand tangles in her hair. Her fingers grip his shirt. They stumble backward into the room, the door slamming shut behind them. She should stop this. Should think. Should remember all the reasons this is wrong. But his mouth tastes like soju and smoke and something addictive. His hands are everywhere, her waist, her back, pulling her closer. She kisses him harder, pouring 3 years of grief and anger and fear into it. They break apart, both breathing hard. We can't, Maya says. I know. This doesn't change anything. I know. But when he kisses her again, softer this time, almost tender, she melts into it. Lets herself feel something other than pain for the first time in forever. They spend the night wrapped around each other, kissing, touching, stopping before it goes too far because neither is ready for that. But holding each other, existing in each other's space, learning the shape of each other. Maya falls asleep with her head on his chest, listening to his heartbeat, feeling safer than she has in years. When she wakes in the morning, he's still there, still holding her, still real. And for the first time since her parents died, Maya thinks maybe, just maybe, she doesn't have to survive alone anymore. The next week passes in a strange new rhythm. Days blur together. Maya still doesn't trust Jae-hyun completely. Still hates what his family represents. But she stops fighting quite so hard. They eat meals together. He teaches her to shoot properly at the private range in the basement, correcting her stance, her grip. She teaches him to cook simple meals in the massive kitchen, scrambled eggs, grilled cheese, things her mom used to make. They argue about everything, politics, music, whether pineapple belongs on pizza, but the arguments feel less like combat and more like connection. He doesn't push for more physically, just holds her at night, his presence solid and reassuring. Sometimes they talk until dawn. Sometimes they just exist in silence. Maya catches herself smiling more, sleeping better. The constant knot of anxiety in her chest loosens slightly. She's starting to feel almost comfortable. Then the families demand a rematch. Jae-hyun tells her over breakfast, his expression grim. They're calling bullshit on the first selection. Say you didn't compete properly. Want a second round to prove you're worthy. Maya's stomach drops. The food turns to ash in her mouth. And if I refuse? They'll see it as an insult. Attack again. Probably succeed this time. He reaches across the table, takes her hand. But if you compete and win properly, they have to accept you. No more attacks. No more challenges. And if I lose? You won't. His grip tightens. I've seen what you can do. You're smarter than all of them. Stronger than you think. I killed a man with a lucky shot. That doesn't make me. You survived situations that would have broken other people. You're still standing after everything this world has thrown at you. He pulls her closer. I believe in you. Question is, do you believe in yourself? Maya wants to say no, wants to run. But she looks at him, really looks at him, and sees something she hasn't seen before. Hope. He actually believes she can do this. And maybe, just maybe, she does too. When, she asks. Tomorrow night. That's fast. They want to catch you unprepared. He smiles coldly. But you're not going in unprepared. We're training all day. By tomorrow, you'll be ready. He's right. They spend the entire day prepping. He drills her on lockpicking, code breaking, medical training, combat. She's exhausted by evening, but she's retained everything. Muscle memory kicks in. Her brain starts seeing patterns she missed before. You're a natural, Jae-hyun says as she picks her 15th lock in under a minute. You just needed confidence. Or motivation. Maya sets down the picks. Her fingers ache, but in a good way. Before, I wanted to fail. Now. Now I want to prove them all wrong. She meets his eyes. Every family that looked at me like I was nothing. Every woman who laughed at me. I want to walk out of there knowing I earned my place. Pride flashes across his face. That's my girl. The words shouldn't make her heart skip. But they do. The second selection is held in the same ballroom. The same 20 women. The same judgmental stares. But this time, Maya walks in with her head high. She's wearing clothes Jae-hyun had made for her, black pants, fitted shirt, boots meant for movement. Her hair is pulled back tight. The bruise on her face has faded, but the scar remains. A reminder that she survived. The woman in crimson from the first round, her name is Minji. Maya learned, sneers at her. Back for round 2? Thought you'd be smart enough to stay away. Thought you'd be smart enough not to underestimate me twice. Maya's voice is steady, strong. But here we are. Minji's expression darkens. Others whisper. Jae-hyun stands at the head of the room, watching with that unreadable expression. The woman in black from before explains the new challenges. 3 rounds again, but harder. Lockpicking, combat, strategy. Maya listens carefully, noting every detail. Round 1. Pick 3 locks of increasing difficulty in 15 minutes. Maya approaches the table. Her hands are steady now. She picks the first lock in 2 minutes. The second in 4. The third, a biometric lock that requires finesse, takes 9. But she gets it. Finishes with seconds to spare. Minji finishes slightly faster, but several women don't finish at all. One breaks down crying. Round 2. Hand-to-hand combat against trained guards. 1 minute each. Maya faces her guard. He's smaller than the man she killed but still outweighs her by 50 pounds. He comes at her fast. She doesn't freeze this time. Uses what Jae-hyun taught her, speed over strength, precision over power. She ducks his first punch, strikes his ribs, moves constantly. Doesn't land many hits, but avoids most of his. Stays light on her feet. When the minute ends, she's still standing. Breathing hard but standing. Several women aren't. Round 3. Strategic planning. They're given a scenario. How to infiltrate a rival family's event without being detected.
They have 20 minutes to write a plan.
Maya's mind clicks into overdrive. She thinks about all the times she snuck into her apartment without alerting the landlord when rent was late. All the ways she stayed invisible in a city that chewed up people like her. All the survival skills she learned just trying to exist. She writes quickly, thoroughly, confidently. When time's called, the plans are collected. The woman in black reviews them with Jae-hyun. They confer quietly. Maya's heart pounds. Finally, Jae-hyun speaks. Results are clear. 5 candidates passed all 3 rounds. He lists names. Minji is first. Maya is last. But only one showed true strategic thinking and adaptability. He walks toward Maya. Every eye in the room follows him. Maya Torres. He stops in front of her. You entered this competition by mistake. Failed the first round intentionally. But in the past week, you've killed to protect this family. You've learned skills in days that take others years. And tonight, you've proven you belong here. He holds out his hand. I choose you. Again. And this time, no one can question it. The room erupts. Some clap reluctantly. Others glare. Minji looks like she wants to murder someone, probably Maya. But Maya doesn't care. She takes Jae-hyun's hand, feeling something like pride surge through her chest. Something like victory. She did it. She actually did it. Later, after the crowd disperses and they're alone in his quarters, Jae-hyun pulls her into a kiss that's different from before. Celebratory.
Proud.
Possessive. You were incredible, he murmurs against her lips. I had a good teacher. You had the ability all along. Just needed to believe in it. He pulls back slightly. His expression changes. Becomes serious. Tomorrow, we meet my father. Make this official. Maya's stomach clenches. All the warmth drains from her body. Your father. The boss. Head of the family. He touches her face. He'll like you. You're strong.
Smart.
Exactly what this family needs. Maya forces a smile, but something cold settles in her gut. A feeling she can't name. She's about to meet the man who runs this entire organization. The man whose orders likely killed countless people. Maybe even her parents. Maybe David. But she pastes on a brave face and nods. Okay, tomorrow. That night, lying in Jae-hyun's arms, she can't sleep. Can't shake the feeling that everything is about to change. Again. The meeting is scheduled for noon. Jae-hyun dresses her in an elegant dress. Black, simple, expensive. She barely recognizes herself in the mirror. Looks like someone else. Someone who belongs in this world. You look beautiful, he says, adjusting his tie. I look like I'm going to a funeral. You're meeting my father, not attending one. But his attempt at humor falls flat. Even he seems tense. His shoulders are tight. They drive to a restaurant in the financial district, the kind of place with a dress code and a months-long waitlist. Jae-hyun's father has reserved the entire place. Just for them. Maya's hands shake. She hides them in her lap. Jae-hyun takes one, squeezes. He's going to love you. And if he doesn't, then he'll deal with it. You're my choice. That's final. There's steel in his voice. He doesn't get a say anymore.
They walk inside.
The restaurant is empty except for guards stationed at every exit. A man sits at a table in the center, back to them. As they approach, he stands, turns. Maya's world stops. She knows that face, knows those cold eyes, knows the scar cutting through his left eyebrow, just like Jae-hyun's but older, deeper, more brutal. She saw that face 7 years ago, burned it into her memory while hiding in a closet, paralyzed with terror. Watched him give the order to kill her parents. Watched him walk away while they bled out on the kitchen floor. The memory slams into her. Mom's scream. Dad's desperate pleas. The cold voice giving orders. This voice. This face. Jae-hyun's father extends his hand. You must be Maya. I've heard impressive things. Maya can't breathe. Can't move. Can't do anything except stare at the man who destroyed her life. Maya? Jae-hyun's voice sounds distant. Concerned. What's wrong? She finds her voice. It comes out broken. Shattered. You. Jae-hyun's father's expression doesn't change. You killed them. Her voice rises.
Cracks.
You killed my parents. I saw you. I saw you. Everything happens fast. Jae-hyun steps between them. Guards move forward. His father raises a hand, stopping them. Maya, what are you talking about? Jae-hyun's face is pale, confused. Him. She points with a shaking hand. 7 years ago. Wrong apartment. Wrong people. He gave the order. I heard him. I saw him. Understanding dawns on Jae-hyun's face. Horror follows. He turns to his father. Is it true? His father sighs. Like this is an inconvenience. Like she's ruining lunch plans. If she says I was there, I probably was. I handled many operations back then. He looks at Maya with cold assessment.
No remorse.
Torres family? Apartment 3B. Maya nods. Tears stream down her face. She can't stop them. Yes, I remember. Wrong unit. Unfortunate mistake. He says it like he's discussing a wrong coffee order. A minor error. But business is business. Casualties happen. Casualties. Maya's voice breaks completely. They were people. Good people. My parents. And now you're dating their killer's son. His father smiles coldly. Ironic, isn't it? Jae-hyun grabs his father's collar. Slams him against the table. You knew. You knew who she was, and you said nothing. I didn't know until yesterday when I reviewed the selection results. His father doesn't flinch. Doesn't react. Recognized the name. Did some research. Confirmed it. He looks at Maya again. I was going to tell you both today. Seems she figured it out first. Maya can't stay here.
Can't breathe.
Can't exist in the same room as this man. The walls are closing in. Her vision tunnels. She turns and runs. Doesn't care about the guards. Doesn't care about anything except getting away from that face, that voice, those eyes. Maya, wait. Jae-hyun's voice chases her. But she doesn't wait. She runs out of the restaurant, down the street into an alley. Her heels break. She kicks them off and keeps running barefoot on cold concrete. The pain doesn't register. Nothing registers except the need to get away. She runs until her lungs burn and her vision blurs and she collapses in an alley 3 blocks away, sobbing into her hands. Footsteps approach. She looks up, expecting guards. It's Jae-hyun.
Alone.
He looks destroyed. Don't, she chokes out. Don't come near me. What happens next will shock you. Part 2 drops in 48 hours, but only if this video hits 10,000 likes and subscribers. Your like decides if Maya's story continues.
Don't leave her in that alley.
Like now and drop a broken heart in the comments if you're Team Maya or a black heart if you think she should stay. This story has 3 possible endings, and you get to choose which one I write. Broken Heart Ending 1. Maya walks away forever and rebuilds her life alone. Black Heart Ending 2. Maya stays, but demands Jae-hyun help her destroy his father. Red Heart Fire Ending 3. Secret Ending. Only revealed at 15k likes. Drop your emoji vote in the comments right now. The ending with the most votes wins. Part 2 comes out, but only if we hit 10,000. Your engagement literally writes the story. Don't let Maya's story end here.